If you've ever tried to make skillet eggs in tomato sauce, you know it can be a little tricky. Well, today, we're going to walk through a foolproof method that gets you a rich, thick sauce and perfectly cooked eggs every single time. Let's jump right in.
So, what's the deal? Why does this dish so often go wrong? You follow the recipe, but you still end up with a watery sauce. The eggs just sink right to the bottom, the whites get burnt, and the tops stay raw. It's super frustrating, I know. But the good news is, there's one key technique that fixes this for good, and we're about to cover it.
Okay, section 1, ingredients and tools. Like with any great dish, getting everything ready beforehand, your mise en place, is the first step to making this go smoothly.
All right, here's what you'll need for about 2 servings. We've got 2 tablespoons of olive oil, half an onion diced up nice and fine, 2 minced garlic cloves, 1 400-gram can of crushed tomatoes, a little salt, and of course, 4 eggs. Now the most important tool here is going to be a wide skillet that has a lid. That wide surface is key for helping the sauce thicken up, and trust me, you're going to need that lid for steaming the eggs perfectly later on.
Section 2, building the sauce base. All right, let's head over to the stove. This is where we create that deep, aromatic flavor that makes the whole dish.
First things first, get those 2 tablespoons of olive oil into your skillet over medium heat. Why does this matter? Well, if you add onions to a cold pan, they just get greasy. You'll know the oil is ready when you see it start to shimmer a little bit. That's your cue that the onions will sizzle as soon as they hit the pan and cook nice and evenly.
Okay, oil's ready. In goes your finely diced onion and a pinch of salt. That salt isn't just for flavor, it actually helps pull moisture out of the onion. Now let this cook for about 8 to 10 minutes, stirring it every now and then. And here's the thing to watch for. You want them to be soft and translucent, almost see-through. We are not looking for them to be brown or caramelized. We're building a sweet foundation here, not a browned one.
Next up, the garlic. Add in your 2 minced cloves, and you really want to pay attention here. We're talking just 20 seconds, maybe 30 tops. You just need to stir it long enough to smell that amazing garlic aroma. Any longer and it can burn and get bitter, and that would just ruin the whole sauce.
As soon as that garlic is fragrant, pour in your can of crushed tomatoes and add salt to taste. Give everything a good stir to bring all those amazing flavors together. And just like that, our base is built. Now we're ready for what is honestly the most important phase of this whole recipe.
Section 3, thicken the sauce. This right here, this is the secret. This is the step that creates the perfect bed for our eggs, making sure they cook just right.
And this is why it's so important. This is that classic mistake when you crack an egg into a thin sauce. It just sinks straight to the hot metal at the bottom of the pan. The whites burn before the yolk even has a chance to cook. This is the exact problem we're solving right now.
The fix is surprisingly simple, but you can't skip it. Just turn the heat down to medium-low and let that sauce simmer with the lid off for about 10 to 15 minutes. Leaving it uncovered lets the extra water evaporate. Not only does this concentrate that delicious tomato flavor, but it thickens the sauce's texture, which is exactly what we need. So how do you know when it's thick enough? Easy. We use what's called the trail test. Just drag your spoon right through the middle of the sauce. If it leaves a clean path that stays open for a second or two before the sauce oozes back in, you've nailed it. The sauce is now thick enough to support those eggs. Section 4, gently cook the eggs. Okay, our sauce is perfect. It's time for the star of the show. And the key word for this whole section is gentle. Gentle heat is everything.
And you can see why right here. On the left, that's what we want. The result of gentle, medium-low heat. The whites are perfectly set and the yolks are beautifully runny. On the right, well, that's what happens with high heat, a scorched sauce, and overcooked eggs. We are definitely aiming for what's on the left.
All right, with your heat still on medium-low, take the back of a spoon and just make 4 little indentations in your sauce. Think of them as little nests that are going to cradle the eggs and keep them sitting right on top. And now for the really satisfying part. Carefully crack 1 egg into each of those little wells. You'll see, because you passed that trail test, the sauce is so thick that it just holds the eggs perfectly in place. They won't sink, they won't spread out. This is your reward for that patient simmering. As soon as the eggs are in, cover the skillet with your lid and let them cook for about 5 to 7 minutes. This part is so important because the lid traps all the steam, which then gently poaches the tops of the eggs. This is how you get those whites cooked all the way through without ever having to flip them or risk burning the bottom.
Section 5. Check for doneness. All right, it's been about 5 to 7 minutes. Time for that final, crucial check.
Here's exactly what you're looking for. The egg whites should be completely set, solid and white, no clear stuff left. But when you give the pan a very gentle shake, the yolks should still have a little jiggle to them. That jiggle is the sign of a perfectly runny yolk. Set whites and jiggly yolks, you've done it. Your skillet eggs are absolutely perfect.